Hello there, greetings everybody, and welcome here to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So we're back here this week to do an episode of This Week. It starts on Sunday, usually Sunday afternoon, usually around noon actually, where I do a show that kind of chronologicalizes everything that's going to be going on this channel for the month, or for this week coming. Also, I may talk a little bit about the future, and I do have one thing to talk about that occurred last week, so I will do that now, get it out of the way. So the first thing is I did 2 episodes of the series that we're running for the month of November, which is my favorite rock albums from 1979. I actually, when I set the 2 episodes to go, I set them backwards. So I ended up with number 11 coming in 10th spot and number 10 coming in the number 11 spot. I do apologize for that. And I guess during that time period, I also recorded Monday night's look back at a classic rock album, for which I forgot that when you're making these videos, it actually sets the next day. It'll go a day ahead, so you have to actually put it back, and I didn't put it back, so it didn't come out. It was going to come out Tuesday night, so I released it Tuesday morning. So I do apologize for those oversights on my part. I'll be diligent about watching that in the future. So anyways, on to what's happening this week. So the first episode, of course, is the one we're doing right now, this week, which just basically details everything that's going to happen. And the next episode is tonight at 8 o'clock. We will do Ben's Album Challenge, which alternates with the Great Album Challenge. So Ben's Album Challenge is basically a subscriber of mine, Ben. He picks an album, and then I kind of review it and give my opinions about it. And that's the show that will come out tonight. The album that he's chosen is Master's Apprentice's Choice Cuts. Sorry, I was thinking of something else. So Choice Cuts is the album we're going to be doing this week on Ben's Album Challenge. So the next show that usually comes out is on Monday night, which is the Monday night look back at a classic rock album. This one I've been doing for a couple of years now. The album we're going to do is this one, Get the Knack by the Knack. This is a recent purchase by me, although I did own the album in vinyl, and at one point I believe I did own the album in, well, I know I owned it in 8-track. I had about 8 tracks, and this was one of them, and I played it quite a bit. It's kind of a weird setup, the 8-track system, but anyways, I do now have it in vinyl, and we will be doing it this week for look back at a classic rock album. Okay, so the next show that usually comes up is Tuesday night's What's New, and I've chosen to do, I looked over, I had 3 albums I had to choose from, and I will probably do at least one of the other 2 anyways, but I decided to do this one because it's coming out this week. It actually is coming out today, or not today, it came out yesterday. It's Joe Jackson's What a Racket. So this will be his 21st studio album, I believe. I haven't listened to Joe Jackson much in recent years, so I'm curious to see what I'm going to get here. This is kind of new for me as well. So yeah, we'll be doing Joe Jackson's What a Racket, which came out yesterday, and we'll be doing the review on it on Tuesday. The next show that usually come out is my favorites. It's on Wednesday night. And this, I've decided to do a ranking. Yes, one of those rare things that I like to do. I did do one of a different progressive rock band earlier in the summer, like maybe around the end of the summer, I think actually maybe July or August, I'm not sure quite when I did it. But we're going to do this band, Genesis. So we're going to rank the 15 studio albums of Genesis, of which I own all but one, the last one, and I don't, at this point, have no plans to get it, but if I do see it and it's reasonable, I'll get it. So at any rate, we'll be doing the 15 studio albums of Genesis for a ranking for Wednesday night favorites this week. Thursday, we do the Forward Champion. Depend on the current battle going on between AC/DC's Highway to Hell and Uriah Heep's Salisbury. Whoever wins that will determine what I do next. So if AC/DC wins, we will, the next episode we will do will be the grand championship for the five victory albums, which were Crime of the Century, AC/DC's Highway to Hell, and Gentle Giants, Acquiring the Taste. I knew what it was, but I just couldn't picture the name of the album in my mind. Anyways, those 3 albums will go up against each other for the grand champion, if that's indeed what happens, if AC/DC indeed wins. If AC/DC doesn't win, we'll do another episode of Forward Champion. Of course, I haven't picked an album yet because I'm thinking that if AC/DC doesn't, even if they don't win, it's all likelihood there'll be no chance for another grand champion, so there'll be no point in continue with it. So I will just do the grand champion for the 2 albums that did make it. Okay, so a Friday Night Monster Hits is the year 1990. I know that it was usually my top 10, but last week I could barely find 5 songs to fit on the list, so I will be doing a Monster Hits for 1990. Hopefully we can get a little bit more going. I'm not feeling highly motivated at this point for this show because I know that a lot of those years between the end of the 80s and the mid 90s are going to be tough to find 5 songs because I didn't listen to music much in that period, not the stuff on the radio anyways. Some deep stuff, yes, but not really the stuff on the radio, so we'll have to see what's going to happen with this show going forward. The other show, which was actually is going to come out on Thursday, but I put it on the list at the bottom because it's a monthly show. It only happens once a month, which is my album hauls, or what I've purchased this month for albums. I have 8 at the moment. There may be a few more today. I'm not sure. Or yes, there may be a few more this weekend. Sorry. And if there is, I will add them to the list for the show for Thursday. Anyways, that's it for the regular shows that come out this week. Also, we have a series that's running for the month of November. My favorite rock albums from the year 1979. It's down to the end now. We have the 5 albums left, of which I'm going to do the videos for. And then we start a new series, which is one that Ben did the one for me that I requested. So now I'm doing one that he's requested for me, which is... I haven't really thought of a title for this yet, but I think the basic premise is it will be solo artists from the progressive rock movement who came from notable bands, or actually came from other rock bands and did their own stuff. Some of them went on to do solo careers. Others just did the one-off albums. But anyways, there'll be 32 bands or 32 artists applying themselves to this particular series, which will be a kind of battle one-on-one, kind of the way we've done this in the past. And when I get to the series, it'll have a title and everything. And I already have all of the lineups set up to go. Ben gave them to me before, gave me all the artists, and then gave me the battles that he wanted. So some of these battles will be very hard to make a determination from. Other than it might be very hard the other way, because I don't really care for the 2 albums, so it might be difficult to pick one that I like more than the other one. So anyways, that will begin the end of the week. I think the last day for this series is on Thursday, the current series, and we'll also do an honorable mentions probably a little later in the day after the last episode. And then the next day we will start with the new series, which will feature the first combatants, which I will let you know is David Gilmour and Steve Hillage. Steve Hillage will be using the Fish Rising album, whereas David Gilmour will be the self-titled first solo album by him. The second battle, which will occur on Saturday, will feature Alex Lifeson's Victor against Geddy Lee's My Favorite, Headache. Yeah, he's putting the Rush boys against each other. And I'm not even sure that either of these albums really qualify as progressive rock albums, but for the purpose of the battle, we're going to assume that the 2 Rush guys are going to do battle for this. There are some progressive elements on both albums, but basically they're not really overly progressive. And that's it for the week. Anything coming up new in the next month other than that series? I may start another show, because I think the Forward Champion is going to come to an end at the end of this month. And that spot will be taken up by either one new show along with Metal, or I may move Metal back to the Tuesday with the new show and then move What's New to Thursday, which makes actually a lot more sense, because I have a kind of Ben's Album Challenge, which is kind of a review of an album, and then you have Monday Night's Look Back at a Classic Rock Album, which is talking about an album, and then you have What's New, which is also kind of a review in a way, 3 nights in a row, and I'm thinking of spacing them out a little more. So anyways, that's it as far as anything new goes, and we'll get to the stuff coming out in January. I don't think I'll be doing any series in January. I may not do any for a bit of time. I have quite a few of these mini-series and quite a few other projects that I am thinking that are of more interest to me and may end up being of more interest to you than just doing a monthly series, which is a common thing on this channel and other channels on the YouTube site. So I will get to that when I get to that. So anyways, I hope you enjoy this episode. If you do, please like and subscribe. It's much appreciated. Any comments can leave below. And we will see you next Sunday afternoon for another episode of This Week. So take care and have yourself a good day. Goodbye.